And my dogs are trailing that way, so I need to know. Today is February 6th. Wind's supposed to blow 25 to 30 miles an hour today, starting at about 10, 11 o'clock. I'll take the old man again. Agnes, I'll give Agnes another day off. Her back's not as sore as it was. I can still see a little twinge, but not bad. I could still ride her, but it's going to be a short day, so I might as well just take Jet Johnson. He likes to go anyway. I'm going to take all the male dogs. Just want to see if we can get in and out of this canyon before 10:30, 11 o'clock, before the wind starts blowing hard. Today will be a short day, 5-6 miles at the most. Try to beat the wind. Look at that. Jet, I don't think you can jump up that. Kind of boxed in on us. That's deer. These poor dogs the other day, like Al and Timmy and Uno, they're scared because of the cows. Because the other day, we had the cow incidents with Jack's big old dog and the calves. See if they can trail this anywhere. What I believe this is, I wish the wind wasn't blowing because you're probably going to have terrible audio, but what I believe this is, I think this is, there was a kitten, an old kitten or a yearling kitten or something that was running with that female. And I believe that it was a little Tom, because we've seen some scratches in here, and it, you know, they're just little scratches, and it's like in weird places. But I think he got kicked off, or he left, or they separated, something, and he's in here trying to make a living on his own. So but I'm gonna cut across these hills. I came up the drainage, got a couple barks down there where that old kill was. So I figured I'd just split the mountain right here. Let's see if there's anything in here. Wind's gonna blow, and it's cold. Booger and the boys, they're all brothers. Boomer there. Hey, Boomer. Boomer is out of Booger, but out of that female that Red had. Oh, I can't ever remember that guy's name up north. And she is supposed to be, well, she came from Rimrock Outfitters, out of that guy up north's pepper dog. But they said he's got a whole lot of pepper dogs. So, I don't know. Oh, mule. 4.87 miles. Stopped 30 minutes, moving 2 hours and 3 minutes. Been out 2.5 hours. Moving average 2.4 miles an hour. Elevation is 4,241 feet right here. I came back up here where to the same place when I got the call to go down and I caught that big tom lion. Ride right up through that saddle, see if I can get around. Last time I went out, I showed you that big Agnes's back was sore. I didn't get to show you today, but I ran my hand on her back and I scratched, and then I used a curry comb and it's not sore, but you can see I use a Skiddo pad, which has these deals in it, and then I also went ahead and used the other pad the pack pad that I always used. Kind of raised that saddle up off of her backbone because I think that's what had happened. She'd lost weight and kind of rode down her back where that saddle wasn't elevated up off of her backbone, and just soared her up like that. So that's what I'm doing, trying to alleviate that problem. I really don't like to pad up that high because it just gives more leverage and more tweaking, but I don't like my mule being sore either. She's had 8 days off. You know, right now it's probably 60 something degrees. It's real warm. I remember years ago coming up here and the dogs hitting the track and us ending up way back there towards the divide, freezing coming back. So when you're messing with these hounds, you don't ever know what's gonna happen. So you go prepared. Charged up my good headlamp. Says it's just 57 degrees, which is perfect, really. Those of you who don't know, on these Garmin's like this, you can go to the trip computer and you just go and you reset it. So that clears everything. So that means when I start now, I'll know exactly how far I go and speeds and all that stuff I usually share with you guys at the end of the video. Elevation here is 5,451 feet, a little better. Ready to go? Here we go, let's go. Let's roll, man. We're gonna try to get to the top up there again and make that big circle all the way around. Still ice in that water. Get your drink. Maybe I can find a track down there. Moving this pretty good, really. And they moved it all the way from up there, from the other side, up there on the other side. So got a bad lose here. So that's why I like Sheila. She's always skipping around, moving way out there. Look at that right there. But I think we were on the wrong end of it because that track's going that way, but I think he went up and over and we came down. So he's probably up there in those rocks somewhere. We trailed off. Well, the dogs trailed down through these rocks. I came over the top on the mule. They trailed down right through there, and now they're down in this country. I got a fence, and I don't really want to take my mule down in there anyway. So they're not doing anything fast, but it's pretty late in the afternoon anyway. They could just, you can hear them. That's sissy. There they are right there. Just found it back off over in here. Bad lose. They can't trail it across that openness through this more protected area they can trail. I do not know. They picked it up right up here. Oh, there they go. Seems old to me. But we're trailing. We're going the way I want to go. We took a lion out of the bottom one time up side of this and along the top and put him on a cave on the other side. A lot of deer in here. I see lots of deer sign. And that's what lions like to eat. It's deer. Let's see now. I'm gonna go to Onyx Maps because I'm on a supposedly what's supposed to be a private ranch here. Shows me where I'm at. Now I need to go to Map Layers, New Mexico, Ranches, State Land, New Mexico State Land, withdraw. Huh. This is crazy. Oh well, I can't find on my Onyx Maps on this. It does on my desktop I have it, but I can't find what's BLM and what's state land, what the land status is. Because I know a lot of that is it's fenced off, or the access to it's fenced off, but it's still state lease and BLM, so we're allowed to hunt on it. And my dogs are trailing that way, so I need to know. I need to know the land status. I don't want to get on that Texan's private land and him get all angry with me. I used to be able to hunt all that country. I'll show it to you. All of that. Well, if you look way up there in the big farthest mountains, that's where my camp was, up there. So I've hunted all that, but years ago, this country right in here, I used to hunt all the time. Good country, really good country. Easy to get around in, a lot of deer, lions go through there all the time, make kills, but it's been traded off back and forth. I used to have the key to the gate because a friend of mine was the ranch manager, but it's sold several times since then. But they sold they traded a bunch of private for BLM or BLM for private, vice versa. But the dogs are trailing right over there. Yeah. You know, we trailed down along the bluff and everything. It was just poking. So I thought I'd pick the dogs up and move them to another saddle. And we got over to this other saddle. Man, Booger just stopped and just, whoa, stopped. And just, they started whipping their tails, starting it real slow. When you start a lion track, for those of y'all that don't know, typically it's real slow when you start it. It doesn't start real fast. boy, they started real slow, and then they moved it along the side of the mountain, and bam, they started moving it pretty fast. Well, they went into that land or that property over there that it's state lease and BLM. I looked on my Onyx, but there was no gate where there used to be a gate. So man, the dogs were going back that way, and I had to go through and drop the top 3 strands on a 5-strand barbed wire fence, jump my mule over that. It's still about that high. I was in a hurry, I wasn't filming, and I thought, well, and then I got around there and the dogs had quit and they'd come back around. Or they hadn't come to me yet. They were still like a half a mile away, but they were backtracking me. And I thought, what in the world happened? Sissy didn't go. Sissy stayed with me, and she looked at me like something was wrong. So I was working my way back up to see where I could get signal on them again, because I'd lost signal for a little while on my GPS or my tracking collars. And I mean, from here to there, 15 yards, there was a big old buck that came walking across. Gosh darn. And then I got a picture of him. I'll put a picture right here. And I kind of got to thinking, what, it's where those dogs were coming to. They'd stopped and turned around. So anyway, I didn't think. I got them all gathered up. They trailed me up, come back, and then we came back, and sure enough, bam, right there in that same spot, they started trying to trail again. So they were trashing on me, I believe. I'm 97% sure. So, and trashing is what we call when they run off game. But they didn't start out that way. They switched that way, and I should have known, because Clara is the one who messed them up. Clara started going, or she's the one who did it, and she's just a pup. And of course, Booger and P and Jazz, they all fell right in. Now, Sheila and Lori and Sissy didn't go. Some days you're a hero, and some days you're a zero. Today we were zeros. I don't have any trouble admitting it, though. It's a day. Time for coffee. Let's go.